Happy Wednesday! Hump day, Wednesday, same thing. Or I guess possibly Thursday somewhere else, but how are y'all doing this fine day? I know Wednesday streams are very uncommon, especially even before like 2 o'clock. Morning, Minnow! I will wear my badge of dweeb proudly. Why the heck is that tapping my mic? What the fuck? How are you doing this fine morning? That should not be that sensitive. What the fuck? And that's gonna have to do. I love starting the stream with scuff. Fucking cables, man. Like, yes, let's just have the headphone cable that plugs into my mic. Just keep tapping it and being detected in noise. You woke up early, so now you don't know what you're gonna do all day. Have you tried this amazing thing called sleep? I feel that though, because I'm not usually up till like the afternoon, and then I end up waking up around 8, and I'm like, what the fuck? Then I was like, okay, let me try sleeping, and then I tried sleeping. It did not work, so I tried even more. You guessed it, sleep did not work. So then I ended up just going for a run, having breakfast, and then I was like, it's only freaking noon. I guess I'll make me waking up early everybody's problem. Which is to say, initially I was like, if I was gonna stream today, I was gonna play Inscription, but gonna be honest, I'm not really feeling a card game right now, so we might do just more videos that we were gonna do yesterday that just didn't happen. Possibly. Went to bed earlier to get roughly 8 hours and couldn't go back to sleep now if you wanted to. Oh, that's no fun. Like, sleep is like amazing. And I sleep way too much as it is, so that might be a me issue. So we watched that yesterday, so I can go over here. Like, I crashed so hard after yesterday's stream that, like, I still have all the tabs open from yesterday of everything I wanted to watch. Like, all the tabs are still open. Including some of the longer stuff. that I don't usually do on stream. You did watch the reveal for the Monster Hunter Wilds and Final Fantasy XIV crossover? I have not seen that. I heard about it, but I have not seen any like of the trailers or stuff for that. Are they bringing in Bahamut, or are they going to use like Behemoth? Or have they not like said yet? Omega Planetus? All right. All right. I can respect the choice of using Omega. I respect Omega. Fuck Omega though. Seriously. If I don't have to do another Omega raid ever again in 14, I will be happy. I need to go check what Omega Planetus is to see if it's what I think it is. If I could spell, like, I am on a roll today with spelling. Okay, it is the one I thought. It's the fucking beetle. I mean, I do find it interesting that they picked Omega though. No, like shade to it, because I mean, there's a lot they could have used. Because we got the chocobos that rain meteors. I mean, we got Bahamut, we got freaking Behemoth, um, got freaking Nidhogg. Like, we got um, he wouldn't really. No, he couldn't. Guard Summer wouldn't really be that good. We got like Twintania. Like we could get so many they could have picked, and we got a lot of primals too. Like. um, what other ones go across multiple Final Fantasy games? No, not the ads. I was just trying to think of like other potential 14 bosses or hostels they could have used for the collab. Like I respect using that for the fabled stream existed. Yes. Yes it did. What the fuck? It's always something when I update. For fuck's sake. Ba, 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 ba. That was Botrix, so that would be this one. Why the fuck are you maxed? This was turned down. I remember this was turned down. I'm gonna put that back on queue, because holy shit. I am so sorry. That did explain why I wasn't hearing my alerts the other day, though. That was explaining a lot. But yeah, like Because I know, like, there's like Behemoth, there's Bahamut. Because, I mean, who doesn't know about Behemoth and Bahamut? But, I mean, like, we still got, like, the Chocobos that rain meteors. We got, like, of course, we got the Primals. I mean, there is, other Primals. Let's see, who else? Oh, no. I wouldn't really consider. If they read, I mean, if they could change their forms, I mean, I guess theoretically they could. So, Minnow mentioned that he watched the reveal for the Monster Hunter Wilds and the 14 crossover. So I'm trying to figure out what other like feasible ones I think they could have used as well. Since I see that they're using Omega Planetus, which is the the beetle like form of Omega, which has like multiple forms. Which I respect. I respect using Omega, but it just makes me wonder like about what other ones they could have used. And I guess there really won't. I guess there really wouldn't be a reason though to like fight Phoenix. Because I don't think Garuda or like Shiva would really work for that. Trying hunt Sin would be hilarious. Hmm. Then Sephiroth. Oh my god. I remember playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and trying to beat freaking Sephiroth. That was fucking hell. Younger me did not like that encounter at all. Trying to beat Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. Which, fun fact, I have not played the Final Fantasy game that Sephiroth is from. I still have not played it. But, but we put respect on Sephiroth's name. It has an awesome freaking track, too. Because, One Winged Angel is. Sin is the main bad of Final Fantasy X. Is larger than an aircraft carrier and focuses on larger pieces that tend to turn into other large monsters. Oh. Hold up. We're just gonna send Final Fantasy 10. Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. Once the new computer is ready, I can play Final Fantasy 7 remakes and rebirth on the new machine. That is on the plan when when I get all the parts, which is taking longer than I hoped, but you know, bills, finances, responsibilities. But like what's also on those plans is like when I get the new rig is like Borderlands 4. I want to play the remaster of Gears, which I'm supposed to play with Lilith, but gotta get the new build for that. I suppose I could also just I guess I could also supposedly play the older version of Gears, depending on what that takes. And that might run on my computer better. I might be able to get away with that. First and I imagining hey, we cut off a piece! Oh, now I have another monster to fight! Oh, well, god damn it. Can you just imagine just fighting a Hydra? You cut the head off, and not only does the head regrow, then the head you cut off decides to just grow another body, and you have another Hydra. You have two Hydras to deal with. I mean, what? I mean, what would that even be called at that point? A self-replicating Hydra? If I need another Lancer, how many? How many? Does Gears support? Because I've never played it. Two-player for the first Gears. Okay. Well, I think I'll be good then for the first one. But I think if it goes larger than that for the other games, I might be open to some community camaraderie. Well, I don't want to promise anything on 5. Let me try the first one first. See if I can get roped into this. See if I enjoy the game or not. 5 can have 4 players. 4 players is pretty solid. Although, fortunately, getting 4 people to all be available at the same time to play a game is like herding cats. I don't think 2 and 3 are on PC currently. I don't think they are, but not officially on PC. I don't care about Xbox Cloud Gaming. Maybe. I would need a capture card. Because I do have an Xbox. I would need to get a capture card. And hope that works. But with my current luck though, I'm not thinking that's gonna be a good idea. At least not till I just get the whole new build first, cause yeah. Hey, welcome in GB, welcome back. Hope you're doing well today. I think it'd be neat to see if Cloud Darkness could be a fight in Monster Hunter. I think that would be really neat. I don't know why Cloud Darkness's name was escaping me for so long. I hope they get remasters, but at the same time, if they're going to be remastered, I would prefer them to just keep it the same, but just make it compatible with newer systems. That's like generally all I want, because I don't like when it's something that's like marketed as a remaster and then they like change absolutely so much stuff, and it's like, no, don't do this, please. Because I think it would be amazing if we had more of something, like, even though like a lot of older games, They don't have that really nice shine that a lot of really pretty graphics that a lot of us have nowadays. But I still think it would be really, really nice if we could still have them for the older ones. The remaster for Gears 1 is just a texture upgrade. Yeah, stuff like that, I am fine with. Upgrade the textures, upgrade the graphics, by all means, but like you don't need to like change every like little thing. Like you don't you don't need to do that. Unless you destroyed your servers for your game because it was absolutely so horrendously bad that you had to burn it down to rebuild it from scratch and hope it actually works again and that people will actually come back and play the game. Uh, the nightmare that was Final Fantasy XIV's initial launch. That's the video I have not watched in a while. Was the Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 in a nutshell. That just remastered discussion just reminded me of that. How bad the first Final Fantasy XIV was before they redid it. Granted, I didn't play the game back then. I didn't come. I don't think I came like either. It was either towards the end of Heaven's Sword or it was early Stormblood. I'm not sure which one it was. Somewhere in there. Okay. What do we got? Nope, we watched that yesterday. I'm gonna listen to that later at work. We have the Uwu gun. What? What? What the fuck is an Uwu gun? And I'm scared of the answer to that. The video Minnow posted. Oh. Let's clear this from yesterday. I am terrified and curious. You refuse to elaborate because it's funnier if you don't. Oh my god. Is this something I should watch in my own spare time? It is comedy. No, it's censored enough to be safe. Alright, that's fair. What? You gonna speak in the old English? Hey! Medieval English, let's go. This is the manner of my speech. I wasn't sure if your headset wasn't working or if you weren't talking. Hey, welcome on in, Ruby. Hope you're doing well. Like, I will say I do like the some of the older spellings of I don't know, older might not be the right term. Older wouldn't be the right term because some of the spellings are still used, but I do like a lot some of the alternative spellings for words in English between the different types of English. Like the different spellings of like I think it's jail, I believe. Has like a different spelling that I can't remember what it is right now. But how you doing today though? Night from medieval times. Color versus color. Like the stuff that adds like the extra the use in, I'm kind of whatever about. Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine. Yeah, exactly right. Which I did not know. Wait. Are those both pronounced Jeff? Huh? I never knew how to pronounce that. I didn't. I learned it for 6 months. Hell yeah. My brain is struggling on that. Geoff is also pronounced Jeff. My brain's having a moment. Are there any other names like that that you can think of? Is pronounced surgeon in Old English? Uh, that is minnow. I hate it. Uh, see judgment manner speaking on a scale of 10. I grant thee. I grant thee a 10. Yeah, I think you're gonna hurt me more with the Old English. You're gonna hurt me with the different words that are pronounced the same way in spelling. I'm gonna look at them being like, what? Again, languages are complicated. I uh, took a few years of Spanish, and I was proficient once upon a time, but I haven't really used it or have had reason to use it or practice it. So it's kind of gone downhill mostly. Oh, you're very welcome. You're so very welcome. I'm pretty sure like I could do like a very generic conversation if I ever had to. Like I'm pretty sure if I had to take my state's proficiency exam from when I was in high school, I'm pretty sure I could still pass the talking portion, but I don't think I'd manage anything beyond that. I don't think I could pass because it's been so long. Like, need to communicate in writing, but never being taught how to properly spell. I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure American English is probably the newest of the Englishes. I'm pretty sure, so we're on the newer variations. But I don't know about being properly spelling being the correct term there. Sorely vexed the minds of men. Alrighty. Well, I mean, there was a time where in our history that we didn't teach certain people to read and write, or I should say, it was looked down upon. Just when you see a bunch of old writing, you'll see a lot of double letters and e's being added where they aren't needed. Look, if I want to put an e on the end of sentence, I'm gonna put an e on the end of sentence, and I don't care. I don't care if it looks. I don't care if it's right. If it's gonna look pretty, and that's gonna make me happy. Well, oh my god, you'll never find me doing that in business email. There are parts of American English that are actually holdovers of very old English, where the British has changed and we didn't. Also, AAVE. I don't know what AAVE is. Is that one of the African ones? I'm not smart. African American Vernacular English. Okay, so it was. Okay. I didn't realize I even thought about the abbreviation for that. That's actually really neat. But it makes sense. Is medieval a language or just a term? Um, when I think of medieval, I'm generally thinking of of an era. Medieval is more like an era of time. To my understanding, not necessarily a language. Even though there are the manner of speaking then would be different than what we do now. They wouldn't be the same. I mean, I understand it. The English of the medieval times is often Old or Middle English, depending on the specific time period meant. Right. I mean, now that I think about it, I don't really know much outside of like the medieval era's histories outside like English. I can't really think of any. Hey man, if it works, it works. Whatever floats your boat. Let me grab where is it? Why do I have 7 different Chrome windows open? That wasn't supposed to happen. My medieval knowledge came from Monty Python. You know what? We respect Monty Python in this house. We respect Monty Python in this channel. Okay, automod. You did not need to automod that. Man, that thing's more sensitive than I remember. What the fuck? I'll have to fix that later. I'll have to log in my bot later. But I mean, Monty Python's great. Oh, I'm still not sure if I like Life of Brian more or if I like the Holy Grail. Yeah, I mean, even some like the auto mods and like stuff like Mix It Up or Caster Labs can be kind of dumb too. So they can both be pretty dumb. Well, Holy Grail's pretty solid. I think that was actually my introduction to Monty Python. I'm pretty sure was Holy Grail. Thank you so much for the follow, JW. Adores. Oh, I'm good. Didn't blast anyone's ears off this time. Let's go. I fixed the sound. Or I reset the sound. I should say. What the fuck? Yeah, I haven't gotten around to disconnecting one since I set up Botrix. It's one of those things I've been meaning to get around to. I just haven't had time. Balancing streaming and work is freaking cheek sometimes. Minnow, get your head out the gutter! I did not say but, I said bot. Fucking hell. Actually, I could probably disconnect that while I'm on this computer, actually. So, when you play Dead by Daylight, I've never played Dead by Daylight. Do I remember that? Like, I've just heard, like, I swear whenever I look at Dead by Daylight, I wonder. Because I, like, whenever I hear things like Dead by Daylight, I don't usually hear good things. I'm always hearing about the really shitty parts. You say connect, but you're already connected. I want to disconnect you. Jobs are scary. Uh, I need an intervention from my job. I just need intervention from it. But I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Just give me an intervention. Just take me away. Take me away from my full-time job. Yeah, let me work 32 hours instead. It's fine. Hey, welcome on in, Queen. Hope you're doing well today. You caught the pre-work stream. Um, y'all better not be ready to my job. I swear to God. This thing is so stupid. Why is there not a disconnect button? Who made this thing? I didn't do shit. What if I just... You're welcome. You have to heat treat metals for aircraft. It actually sounds really fucking cool. I just do boring shit. Like all I do is security. So I don't really have a fun and interesting job. So I am a little curious though, since with the heat treating metals, is it like different for like different types of metal, or is it generally the same process? Is that I'm just curious. Same machines, wildly different processes. So then, out of curiosity, which metal would you probably say is the most difficult you've had to heat treat? Yeah, it could go like just off of like say process. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with that bot later because it says it's not connected, but it is. I'll have to deal with that later. That's gonna be a problem for another day. You like Dead by Daylight, but don't buy it. Yeah, I don't think I would. Sure, you can show me a clip of Dead by Daylight. I don't oppose it. I just I mean, the only other real reason I haven't played, like, or even gotten Dead by Daylight, even though my friends are like, "Oh, you should play this with me. You should play this with me," that I've known for probably 9 years, I think. And it's like, yeah, this just isn't my type of game. The bot doesn't freaking work over there. I got you. I got you. Grab this. Is just there's the Discord link, and if you just accept the rules, there's a whole React suggestion stuff that you could drop it in. He uses carbon fibers. Stupidly over complex. That is a interesting one. So, what is it specifically about carbon fiber? Is just carbon fiber just a really shitty material, or is it just like more of an unworkable material and just hard to work with in general? Cool. Let's get that pulled up here. I can say you can save their money. I'm pretty sure most of us, if we wanted to have Dead by Daylight by now, I'm pretty sure we would already have it. Okay, where is it? Open here. No, I do not want to open that on this page on this browser. Dead by Daylight is on Game Pass. So infusing carbon fiber with metals, one tiny little inconsistency on any step, the whole thing's screwed. Oh, so you have to be like stupid precise. That is that is that is the cheeks. Pass the scan check. Cool. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of metals at a time. Yeah. That's that's a lot. Violence gets the same deal as you got on PlayStation. I mean, that's fair. Alright. All the audio quality. Just turn that shit down. I know I have to open it first. Alright, that does seem fine. Just... Alright, it's... Of course you won't let me open it in a freaking thing. Of course not. Of course you won't let me do that. Maybe I have to... Alright, it's fine. We'll just have to capture it this way. Button, switch scenes. Oh god, alright. So it's just gonna have to grab it this way. Because I don't share my Discord. Sure this. Alright. Let's see. No, no, no. Why are you are being very scuffed today, Meld? Why? It's not even showing up. What the fuck? Well, the NSFW tabs? There are no NSFW tabs. I don't do that shit. Because I can see exactly what you guys are looking at right now. Huh. Okay, so that is so dumb that it won't let me capture freaking. We're gonna do it this way. Sometimes I don't like beta software because this makes things a little more difficult. If I try capturing it as a media source. Appreciate the lurk, Queen. Grab it this way.
Holy shit!
You did
Live.
not need to start playing like immediately
Live.
when I opened
Please.
that.
أنا ما عندي decisive ترى.
Stop.
والله بين.
You're not supposed to
Holy
autoplay.
shit! Live. Please. أنا ما عندي decisive ترى.
I hate technology.
والله بين.
Oh, media source just makes it play automatically. That's some bullshit. I am not gonna get angry at my computer. I'm not getting angry at technology. I'm not getting furious at it. No, not at all. Yeah, one of these freaking sources I'd be able to capture Discord then. Kick my PC. I don't know, man. This thing's like 8 8-ish years old, 9-ish years old. I don't want to kick this thing. It's an old boy. My PC's old. I don't want to kick it. Though it might dislodge some of the dust bunnies that are inside it. Why is this so hard for it just to like open in a regular freaking window that I can capture on the software? No! Do I look like I have replacement parts if I broke something kicking it? It doesn't mean download the damn thing. Who sharing clips directly from Discord would be absolutely freaking asinine. Don't kick it when it's Mecha AI. It'll say, remember its oppressors. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I will welcome our AI overlords when they come. Because at least if it's a computer, you have half an idea what you can expect. Wait, what if I do this? I swear to God, this is actually this fucking simple. Computer told you to do it. I'm just following orders. Oh, huh. That'd be a wild, that'd be some wild comms, though. Oh, why did I do this thing? Because, ChatGPT, because, GPT told me to do this. Or because of, Gemini told me to do this. Well, actually, probably realistically, it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be Gemini, it would, or a GPT, it'd probably be one of the, more likely, it would be one of the uncensored ones that don't have the, as many of the, safeties or restrictions on them. Why is there no window capture? What is this? There's a good book about that called Scythe? Do you have an author for that book? Because I do like reading. Yes, the MP4. Let's try it this way. And then reopen it. Yes. Come on, work with me. I know you want to. You know what? Fuck it. Fine. I'll share it through Discord. Stupid freaking piece of software. Beta. It's fine. It's fine. Like, I can just toss them feedback later. I don't need to be angry at it. What you mean I pay for my own nitro? Alright. Won't capture. Which is weird, but whatever. Alright. This'll have to work. It's gonna have to do. Neil's just a minutes of trilogy. Scythe, Thunderhead, the Toll. I'm gonna make a note of that there. Get you in my Discord. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to do that shit. Not my thing. Now you're not showing Discord. What the fuck? You just were listing Discord. Hey, welcome on in, Danny. How you doing today? Ray, I solved all the world's problems. No one dies. People become size to control population. That is fascinating.
Holy shit.
How you doing today, Danny? So wait. Now why would this capture Discord? You good? Still unpacking from the move? Oh, did you move from the? Did you move? Did you go back to where you were talking a while back going to? Stupid freaking thing, Marcus. Last thing I do. Oh, you're back home? Hey! Never. Like, I think I only know maybe like 2 people in Nebraska, and I am content to never see either of them again, so... Wait. If you moved where I think you did, you might be just a road trip away. But don't dox yourself. Oh, you... Bruh. Message me. I would love to hang out sometime. Because I'm up in the land that doesn't exist, known as Ohio. Alright, let's just, okay. Maybe? Holy fuck, that took way too much fucking work. No, it doesn't. Hey, Lily! on a very, very, very long trip on a plane over the ocean. Yes, yes. Hey! Hey, Ohio squad. Let's go. Tasty brownies. Alright. You're very tired. Then you should then go sleep. Don't you don't gotta be you. I fucking knew you were about to say food. I fucking knew it. Alright, so the why we should not play Dead by Daylight. Let me cue my sound here. So I can make sure it doesn't blast anyone else's ears off. Alright, let's see this.
Holy shit. Nice.
Is this an older version of Dead by Daylight? Alrighty then. Short and sweet. Oh, yeah, I've seen that happen pretty often. Dead by Daylight. For when I mod one of my buddy's streams. That should be on the Discord. Oh, that was last week. Huh. Wait, do you mean Survivor? I know I'm mostly used to seeing like the view from the killers. Okay. Thanks, Danny. That's right. I think you are. Oh, bet. That's like that's not even 5 hours from here. You ain't even 5 hours from me, man. So definitely doable sometime. Just gotta plan it a bit. Oh, we got another one? Alright, cool. Yeah, this one's a little longer. Cool. Yeah, we can plan something. Alright. There's no screaming this time. Noted. Continuing the why we should not play Dead by Daylight. Alright. Maybe she can make the sound low. Well. I'm not used to seeing this view because I'm not used to seeing what is it? I'm so used to seeing the killer's views from like Dead by Daylight, so it feels really weird maybe seeing it from the other side. It's like really weird. did not want to switch back to that. Nope. Nope. I did not want to open that tab. You can go back to my my Google screen. Yeah, but that's just a good reminder why I shouldn't play Dead by Daylight. It's not your Wi-Fi, it's the servers. I mean, companies pay for decent servers for different regions. Who would do such a thing? They would never. I think the closest thing for me it's usually is whenever I decide to play a game and with Lilith and then she decides she's hosting and it's like gotta deal with the US Australia connection. Well, it's when it works, it's great, but other times it's like, let me be functional, please. But I'm never lucky enough for that though. All right, Knight, I'd appreciate you hanging out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon, day, evening. Let my Wi-Fi go. Exactly. Well, even then, I'm usually like, I'm usually hardlined into stuff. But shit was nerfed right after. No shit. Yeah, like I don't know shit about Dead by Daylight. Transpacific Internet says no, not regarding US to Australia. Yeah, pretty much. I might still be here. Since I have a longer day today, since I get to since I don't have to leave till like 4:30 today, so I don't have to be in until 5. Very well. Very well indeed. Oh, Lilith, since you're here, I was thinking earlier when I found out that they're using Omega for the Monster Hunter Wilds and 14 collab, right? They're using Omega Platalis, like the beetle form. I was thinking outside of like say the Behemoth or Bahamut, what do you think out of all the different like bosses in XIV do you think would be the worst one that they could pick? If you had to say. And you know what, we can do a worst one and best chance. Yeah. Since they're going off 14. Okay, best is Ifrit. I respect the Ifrit. I respect Ifrit. I mean, who doesn't like Ifrit? Versus probably Ozma. Ozma. Which one is Ozma? Which one is Ozma? Is Ozma the sphere? Oh, it is the it is the freaking sphere. Okay. It's a goddamn ball. And just for some context for who might not know what Ozma is, we're just gonna let me just switch this over back to what it was. I present to you Ozma. It's a goddamn ball. Well, why? Why would they even use Ozma though? Lilith, come on, be for real. They would, yeah, that would not be an interesting one. It's just a ball. Stand still. What do you mean? I pressed an attack button 5 seconds ago. Yeah, that's gonna go. That's gonna go great. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna go so good. I think someone put that in the wrong window. Be the single worst fight. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Odin? I could mess with. I like Odin. I think Odin would be great. Oh, I just switched over to Ifrit. I don't care. Um, Now, are you saying when you say Odin, are you talking like the Fate encounter, or are you talking like the trial Odin? I do not know the Final Fantasy 14 Odin lore, so please lore dump me, please. Odin is not the character, it's the sword possessing the character. I did not know that about that in 14. Odin's it's the sword? Why would it actually I'm not even gonna try and figure I'm not even gonna question it. I'm not gonna try and make sense out of that. I'm not doing that. Although I still think it would be really cool for the let's find the last person to kill it becomes it. You know what? That makes a lot of fucking sense. When you put it that way. And I just lost my train of thought, son of a bitch. Um Oh. I still think it would be pretty neat to have the chocobos that have Choco Meteor in a Monster Hunter. I think that'd be fun. Who doesn't like chocobos raining meteors? Whole the whole Foundation arsenal is about it. Proto-osma being used to make weapons that are essentially pseudo-primals. See, I never did BA. I didn't get far enough into Eureka to do that, as you already know. But I'm not very far. I'm not far in Eureka. This is where the anime getting reincarnated as a sword came from. I don't think so, but we can say yes just for the hell of it. No, this yeah, that just reminds me. I need to go watch the. Still need to watch the Apothecary Diaries because my YouTube feed keeps getting flooded with shorts from Apothecary Diaries and with Mao Mao, and it's like, stop, please. I didn't need this many. I didn't need this many. I swear. Yeah, I was pretty sure it did. Like, wasn't there what is it? Solage? Is this Solage? Okay. That's like Solage was the main was I was pretty sure was the main one I could think of. You know, that does remind me. There was a speaking of Soul Calibur, which I fucking love Soul. I played the shit out of Soul Calibur 4. But I remember when I was younger, I got a disc. And it wasn't quite Soul Calibur, but it had the same like fighting characters, and it bugs the hell out of me now because my brain's like, I know this wasn't called Soul Calibur when I got it because it was just that was the PS1 game. Soul Blade. Thank you. Thank you. It is the first game in the franchise. Oh, so it was before it got the whole Soul Calibur branding kind of thing. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. At least this wasn't a case of trying to figure out what anti-gravity racing game I was trying to remember from my childhood. Yeah, and the sequel was on the Dreamcast with Soul Calibur, and they stuck with that name. I mean, I think Soul Calibur rolls off the tongue easier, to be honest. Soul Calibur, I just remember for the crossovers. I mean, there was an appeal playing as Yoda. I'm not gonna lie, that was fun on 4. Yes, I think it was Yoda. I remember it was Star Wars. I remember that much. Link and Kratos. Huh. God, I don't play fighting games in like I don't know how long. Yoda and Darth. Okay. Because remember the one. Remember 4 had Star Wars, because I just couldn't remember who the characters were that they used. I couldn't remember. They always have guests. I mean, probably, maybe. I didn't really. Well, you already know. I didn't really get a lot of games when I was younger, so I wouldn't really know. Because I'm pretty sure I phased out my fighting game playing after what was it? It was some Naruto game when I was in like high school, I think. That I stopped that I think it was like the last one I played, then I just stopped buying fighting games at some point. And was just like, I'm gonna go play some more stuff like Diablo. I'm gonna go play some more stuff like what the hell was it? Uh More zombie games. More games involving shooting zombies. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna play more of these now. 2 and 3. 3 didn't have guests. 2 and 3 had different guests depending. 2 had different guests depending on the console, and 2 of those which were great. Hmm. Interesting. So did y'all see Pal Farm? 2 through 6 all have guest characters. Fuck! I just spoke coffee over me. Okay, it did not go over. It did not go over the keyboard. Okay, okay, that's fine. Okay, so what is everyone's favorite fighting game? Could be mainstream. Could be a not so well known one. I'm curious. It can be even just like from an arcade build. Of course, Tekken. Tekken. Tekken, of course, he's Tekken. Both bind both legs to one button. Oh my god, why? Why would you do that? Oh my god. Because it's really effective. I mean, I'm not judging. Okay, maybe I'm judging a little bit. I'm judging a little bit as it turns into a fight of timing. I mean, I get that, but yeah, if you are doing fighting games, you're gonna need to have some comprehensive of timing. The cartwheel forward, you can do follow kicks with I hate that. I hate that so much. Yeah, I was partial to King of Fighters, to be honest. That might just be because I spent too much goddamn time at the time working at an arcade. At the gate that King of Fighters just grew on me. Older Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I don't think I've played a Tekken game, I don't think. I don't think I've played any of the Tekkens. No? No? Nope. I haven't played any Tekken. Don't fight a king main. Aw, why not? Why not fight the king main? Why not? Nothing's gonna go wrong. Nothing at all. Nothing could possibly go wrong. I have a feeling if I ever buy a Tekken game and I play it with you, and I decide to play against you, I'm gonna get my absolute shit kicked in. I'm grappling, you're watching a cutscene, and then you lose. Don't we love our don't we love exploitable moves? Well, hear me out. Hear me out, right? If they are getting consistently stuck in that situation, there eventually is a point where they need to do this thing that I know a lot of people don't like doing, or they don't want to, or in some cases just don't have time, like me. They have to do this thing called get good and learn to adapt, and you'll be fine. Grapple attack can be changed. Well, just break the grapple, forehead. You did tell me that at one point. You did mention that. Although I might have to make a trip to the next I may have to make my way to the next like fighting game convention they have around here. Because I know they have one coming up in a couple months. Is the next fighting game? What is the next convention for this here? Is it? I think it's this one. Okay, I'm not showing my tabs. Cool. Oh, fuck, it was earlier this month. Son of a bitch. I missed it. Honestly, King's better against PC characters. Can't break a grapple if you have no counter meter because you're 0.3 seconds into the match. I mean, yeah. That is a bit of a problem, yeah. Love Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Putting your own music into the game on the tower level. So it's I was like pulling down as how far we've come by Matchbox 20. Alright, you know what? I respect the song choice. And now I hate that you mentioned that song because now it's stuck in my head. that song lives rent free in my head like at least once a week. Not zombie right now. It's how far we've come. Although I know what you're trying to do. It's not working. It's not working. At least not this time. Soul Calibur 3 had great costumes, but no special dialogue. Oh, by the way, what was that game you suggested I play in October? That you wouldn't let me look at the trailers for? Because you didn't was you want me to be completely blind? Pick any Linkin Park song. Okay, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to let you have that because there is a strong chance that most Linkin Park, if you play it, it's going to get stuck in my head because I've listened to it so much. Ludo. Thank you. I could not remember the other day because I'm trying to like get a calendar on my phone that I'm trying to like plan everything out for what I'm doing during what. And it was like there was a game that I know you said that I could not remember the name of. Ludo. Okay. That is really annoying. The cranberries. You were just gonna put that on my wish list for later? Before I forget again. Well, I don't think I've listened to a lot of Linkin Park's stuff recently. I don't think. At least I don't think I have. Or even then, actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've had my feed grace me with Linkin Park in a while. For better or worse. Tells you not allowed to look at basically any of it because it spoiled the game. Yes, I remember that because of I asked you and you suggested it if I could look at the trailer, and then you looked at the trailer and then you told me no. I remember that. Which still makes me wonder how would a trailer spoil an entire game, but that's none of my concern. I just closed that. It's okay to spoil the gameplay or rather use a guide for a story, though. No. No spoiling anything. How did a trailer effectively spoil an entire movie? Now I'm curious. Do you remember what movie it was that got like spoiled by the trailer? Like I don't really watch a lot of movies, so The Fountain. Every movie made after 2016. Oh my god. That's that's harsh. But I get it though. See, I haven't watched so I've watched so few movies that I couldn't probably think of a single trailer that has been spoiled that spoiled the whole movie for me. Everything interested in the movie was in the trailer. Well, that's if they put all the good stuff. Like I understand that they have to put some of the good stuff in the trailer, so they can, so they can hook you in, sucker you into actually wanting to, go into the theater, spend your money on the overpriced snacks and drinks. And then turns out like they don't need to put every interesting little bit in. Like, come on, you can work around it. You can adjust. You can just kind of put some of the less interesting stuff in. Although you did a demo that was intentionally different from the game. Now, when you say different, like it was still like recognizable from the to be from the origin to the release, or was it just like really really different? I mean, like demos don't generally even like have the entire game, or generally give you enough to run to make you want to get the rest of the game or buy the entire thing. Different in that anything story based was changed. Oh, bet. I like that a lot actually, because it's understandable that a story could change after a demo. That's actually that makes a lot of sense. I don't even remember the last demo I played. Actually, I was it. No, no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it was Massive. That was the last demo I played. Was Massive. Which I still I wonder if I can still play that. Cause I do want to go back and beat that boss on Massive. Even if I was astronomically terrible at the game. It was fun. Is it still in my Steam library? Might help. I'm actually looking in Steam. Cool. Looks like it's still there. Well, the demo might still work. Maybe. Yeah, I definitely think though, at least for October, I am thinking for sure Ludo, Dead Space, and I may or may not regret this choice. Resident Evil 4. Now, as for the order of those, I have no fucking clue. But yeah, I'll be fine. I mean, it can't be as bad as last year's. It can't be as bad as Alien. There's no fucking way it can be as bad as Alien Isolation. There ain't no fucking way. RE4 is fine. I mean, look, in RE4 you can fight back and win, so it's different. See, I think that's also what's like. I do a lot better if I can actually beat the goddamn thing out that's trying to fucking kill me. So yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll probably put up a poll in Discord probably next week to see which stuff which story based game we're gonna start with. I was saying, like, to be fair though, I've only played Resident Evil. I've only played Resident Evil 5. So, which, like I've said before, that didn't really feel like a that didn't really feel like horror to me. Which actually kind of disappointed me when I played it, to be honest. I felt really disappointed by that. Ludo's like 6 hours max. So Ludo, I could feasibly do in a stream or two at max. Well, I mean, then again, what was it? Make Good Choices is probably designed to only be like, I don't know, like an hour, and I was on that for like what, 8 or so total hours trying to beat that thing. and let people backseat. I don't necessarily hate backseating, especially when I'm at the point of just banging my head against the wall in frustration because I can't get any farther because I'm stuck. You're really suggesting if I get stuck, you look it up. It's a bit of a puzzle game. Hmm. Like mysteries kind of thing. Like mysteries, or like well, don't elaborate too much on it, but okay, a few errands runs you're hopping on out. Don't bail money. Fine. I won't get myself arrested and need bail money. At least I won't do it today. Closer to a point and click. Huh. Noted. Like older games. Alright, that's an interesting one. I don't think. God, when I said point and click, I was just reminded of Fate the Traitor Soul's movement system, which was just like clicks to move. Okay. Yeah, I got that. I got that. That you're talking, I got what you were going for. It was not lost on me. Damn it, I want to. You're making me want to play that game more. You know what? I'm gonna wait till October. You're making me want to play Ludo more. And it's too early for that. It's October, so yeah, I gotta hold myself to that. Because I may be terrible at like keeping track of because I'm already bad at keeping track of my own freaking schedule when it comes to like games and videos and streams. The least I can do is try and keep the game in the right month. You're glad? I mean, I'd hope you'd be happy that I want to play the game you suggested. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, I guess there are people who would suggest games that are absolute garbage. Oh, I guess that is a thing too. Though, I never understood that though. I mean, people would suggest something that someone they know they're not really going to like just to watch them suffer. I never really understood that. Though, I will say though, I kind of wish I could play more of the games that were suggested because I wish I could play more of them in October, but I know that my schedule will probably 90% not allow me to do more than 3 games. Especially with 2 of them being story based. Cause you know how bad it could be. Hmm? Hmm? I never suggest PT or something like that. What the fuck is PT? I'd be a trauma ball in a half hour. Oh no. That's terrible. Other Yeah, I don't know PT. I don't know PT. I'm being genuine. I mean, to be fair, I'm the person who gets fucked up by just seeing too much, like a shit ton of gore, or I think the worst case that was when I was young, like a few years ago, when I was back in Virginia. I saw one of the freaking Saw trailers had me fucked up. I don't remember what the Saw movie it was, but one of the Saw trailers had me fucked up really bad. PT, the Silent Hills game, Silent Hills demo. Huh. Don't play Outlast. Yeah, I'm not gonna play Outlast. I'm not. Like, I was watching my friend Zaga play Outlast. I think it was a few like last month, and from what I got from just watching that, it was a lot of like I was going between this seems fine to nope to like nope. This is a nope, nope, nope. I am not touching this game at all. I will gladly watch you play this instead, but I am not touching this. Uh Maybe? I don't remember that, to be honest with you. Wait for PT or Outlast? Okay, though, in my defense, I don't really I find videos for like playthroughs very nothing against them. I do find them very hard to sit through in general. Given the context, that was probably a mix of both. That I bailed. I mean though, I don't do like I don't do horror well. You know this. It's it's why it's like whenever I'm thinking like I want to play this potentially play this game. And I know it's like in the horror genre, and I'm just like, hey, can you tell me what you tell me this? Gears of War. Well, I don't have Gears of War money. And even then, I'm pretty sure I'd have to play the original cuz I don't think this PC could handle the remaster. I don't think. Don't No. Don't even think about it. Let me find the I see I haven't actually checked the specs, to be honest. It's just because I know my computer's kind of old. Okay. Steam. Steam. There you are. I didn't think to look. I didn't check. Didn't think to check, I should say. It's $40. Um, view page, yes. Just gonna scroll down to system specs. 64-bit and what's right? Huh. Maybe my computer could take that? No? Wait, what are you noping? That gray, huh? That's a. Wait, how bad did they fuck up? No co-op level of bad? Damn. True, right? You own the remaster, the one that just came out, don't you? I think you mentioned you were playing it a while back. Okay, you know what? No local co-op, I can understand. I can understand no local co-op. On the other hand, I can also understand why you would want that, though. Is there's I mean, it's annoying though because it's Gears. I mean, fair. I mean, I have a working Xbox One, so I could probably still play the original Gears, but I would need to what is it? If I was turned out, I would need to get a capture card and shit. Which, with my current luck with technology, I kind of don't want to do that. But apparently, my computer should be able to run the first Gears, though. So, or the reloaded one on Steam, if I so want to play it. Gears is one of those co-op experiences like Army of Two. I mean, I do think it's a shame that we don't get a lot more like local co-op experiences now. I mean, in the Xbox app, maybe. I haven't used that thing in so freaking long. Because I genuinely hate the Xbox app. Gears of War Ultimate. I mean, it shows up in the Microsoft Store still. For what it's worth. Nah, I don't know if it's any good, but but it does show up in the Microsoft Store. So, but what is everybody's favorite Gears game? Because I am just curious now. Because I don't know shit. That also will help me know if I should look into like the second or third Gears. Since I do technically have a working Xbox. So I could possibly possibly play them. The older ones. Hey, welcome on in night. Hope your errands went well. It's like, cause I think depending on how well my experience playing the first Gears goes, I would thank you so much for the follow. You like 2 in Judgment? I'm not familiar with the Gears of War Judgment. You can. I can't promise I'm gonna show it on stream though. Judgment is a spinoff. Oh. Multiple copies of 3 in Judgment. Is this a case of you buying it on the different platforms? You can play it on different platforms with friends? Three made sense? What do you mean? But that's a Karen Travis issue? What do you I bought the SC console in the Ultimate version, but both came with the game. Oh, okay. I got you. So it was like Karen Travis, like a person who was working on the game, or is this like a company kind of issue thing? Seriously, three. For your reference, Karen Travis is a sci-fi author who wrote my least favorite parts of Gears, Halo, and the Star Wars Expanded Universe. That's why the name sounded familiar. I've read a decent chunk of the Halo stuff. But I do want to reread some of the Halo books, though. Now, if you were asking me anything about Star Wars, I'm gonna be really sad to disappoint. I don't know shit. You know, I thought that was just me. You love Gears 3, but it's more for the gameplay? I mean, so shitty story, but good gameplay. Good gameplay mechanics. Considering more than 6 months of your life is grinding this and still enjoy playing it after. Okay, I'm curious now. So yeah, there's not a lot of games I could think of that you could play for more than 6 months doing a hard grind and then still find enjoyable when you're done. That's actually a pretty hell of an accomplishment, actually. I mean, it is an interesting game. Still a bit better than passable. That's that's a little concerning. And again, I guess still also there are just some that don't really play games for the story, they just play games for the experience. And just to destroy the enemies. But why are you wondering about the Ultimate Edition though? I mean, I'm not going to say no. I mean, I can't really think of too many games that had a I can't really say that. It's actually been a good minute since I've played a game with a lot of stories. Reloaded is Gears of War's second remaster. Okay. So wait, they remastered Gears twice? What? Why would you remaster the first one twice? I give it a I want to bleach my eyes out of 10. Because it was an early Xbox 360 drop. Oh, okay. Also Skyrim. What about Skyrim? I have too many goddamn hours of Skyrim. How many times it was released? You you do have a point. You do have a point. Skyrim had so many freaking remasters and re-releases. You do have a point. You do have a point. Gears of War ain't got nothing on that. But still, that's still a lot though. That's still a whole fucking lot. But I find it an interesting choice though when you have like getting re-released also kind of makes sense. How does enlighten me? Because I know for me, I would think with the how already having been like remastered once, I would think I would have went for the second afterwards. They're doing a prequel. Oh, that that would make a lot of sense why they're re-releasing it, remastering it again. If they're doing a prequel to get people to play the first one again, so they can have that experience before they dive back into the before. And Gears also got released to PlayStation. Wait, Gears was an Xbox exclusive? Oh shit. I did not realize that Gears was an Xbox exclusive for the longest time. I didn't realize that. Now everything makes sense. But what was it? As I know when I thought of Xbox exclusives, I usually thought like between the consoles, like I was like not the Xbox exclusives. I was thinking like Halo. I wouldn't really think Gears. How many hours on Black Ops 6? I don't know, 3,000? Look forward to the E-Day game. E-Day? I'm not sure what that is. Or maybe they're the same thing. Emergence. Oh! Okay. Okay, I follow now. Basically start of the day when everything went to hell. Okay. Alright, okay. Okay, so you're both referring to the prequel. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Alright. And do we have like a any estimated like release date for this, or do we just know that like this is in development? Next year or two? Oh, bet. So I should definitely have my new PC by then. Yeah. I've only seen 2026 until specific days, and now as I assume it will be delayed, as is the usual experience. $3,781, those are rookie numbers for a game. Them rookie numbers. Or dog shit on launch, no shit. Or then they're gonna have this, or they're gonna have a massive, like, day one patch or whatever, it's gonna be like 50 fucking gigs. Yeah, and? Why not both? I mean, fair. Don't mind when a game's delayed, rather be playable on launch than not playable. Yeah, I don't mind that. I also will admit, I get annoyed though when they're like, we're gonna have this game ready, and then it gets delayed, and then it gets delayed, and then it gets delayed again, and then it's like, okay, I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good, wonderful evening, night. Like, because I feel like, well, I feel like, for example, we all know that, Cyberpunk was a bit of a hot mess on, release. Which I'm pretty sure that, they were in the situation, though, where if they had did anything, they would have, they were damned if they did do something, they were damned if they didn't. If they didn't release it. Which is why, like, I'm content to, like, if they wait to give, like, specific dates and stuff. You say hot mess, I say exploitable mess. I mean, fair. It was borderline unplayable when I tried to play it. It was not a good time. Like 5 ran reasonably well. Can't remember what, but something was super busted that made you angry when the early release period. The game was even out yet when the console was. Oh, that's something. That's that's an interesting one, to say the least. Oh, I don't. On one hand, I understand why you would have the console ready to go and everything, but I don't. I didn't think you would have the physical copy shipped out with the game before the actual like stuff's actually fully released, and like something in the saves. How does that get past QA? Unless, I mean, I guess theoretically, though, it could also be a bug that didn't occur consistently, which then could probably easily be moved. No, they released with an early access period. Oh, gotcha. It was an online portion. Okay. So this is probably like, say, like a couple days probably for the actual full release. Couldn't register the actual completion of games? That's a hell of a bug. That's like one hell of a fucking bug. You were effectively the final beta test. I did not volunteer for this beta test. The consoles that came out 2 days early. Oh, okay. That is a fucking trip. Yes, this is true. In time, play the game early. You're part of the beta. Like I am actually like super excited that So by the time the game was out, by the time I complained, fair. So it just reminds me though of like games. I'm actually really excited that Power World's finally coming out of early access next year. It makes me really excited. Though on the other hand, I kind of wish that they would do more work on get Craftopia out of early access. But I also understand that there's still more stuff they want to do for Craftopia too, before they are willing to put the whole 1.0 thing on it. I will patiently wait for PAL from next year though, because goddamn, I need a farming sim with my pals. I need it. They're doing a lot of cleanup for the release Power World. Yeah. An investigation is being started into how the Nintendo patents got through. Good. I can't wait to hear how that goes. Because I'm pretty sure some of those patents should not have been issued. Like the whole like capture object one still has me fucking baffled. So hopefully my PC won't crash when Brucey decides to rocket launch a bunch of trees. Of course he would. Of course he would. I am excited though for the Ultra Kill collab they're doing for the Power World though. No, I'm really curious to see what they do though. Because I did look more into Ultra Kill the other night. Just so I could have more of an idea. Wait, did Brucey actually crash your computer when you did that? Or did he just lag the game to shit? I do remember that. Vaguely. I vaguely remember the great tree culling. I know I've accidentally culled a bunch of trees by accident, but never with a fucking rocket. I mean, maybe it could have just been like the US Australian internet connection. So whenever I get kicked, I'm kind of like, eh. The fact you collected those in like such terrible frames, like, is still wild to me. I was, but then I keep getting distracted. Like I am so fucking scatterbrained this morning. Like, like I fully went live with the intention to also go watch some shit, but my brain is like, I am functioning on a single brain cell right now. Thank you so much for the follow, Yuki. Hope you're doing well today. You can absolutely have a hug and happy freaking birthday. If I can just I am like I'm functioning on a single brain cell. Let's see, what time is it now? What it is? I still got about an hour since I don't work till 5 today, so nope, can't watch that. That's too long. That's one more than usual. Congratulations on your most recent revolution. Oh, what do you mean? What does that? I don't understand what you're saying, Minnow. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that around the local star. Okay, that makes more sense. What was this? Was this an autocorrect strikes again moment? Autofill, even worse. I hate autofill. Autofill is like it's like, I swear, is the worst freaking thing that they've come out with. Cause holy shit. And there are times where it's like it tries to it'll autofill, and it's like, and I just hit the enter key or whatever to send, and they'll put in the words anyway. And it's like, I didn't even put those in. Like, stop, please. Not it. I think at least autocorrect is at least tries to be helpful. Autofill is just ugh. It's a bane of my existence. Okay, what do we have that we could do for like the next hour? Um, not not doing, don't feel like doing the Darwin Awards. We did a lot of Darwin Awards yesterday. I feel he just tries to add the last letter, just puts in the whole word anyway. Yeah, it does do that. Although mine generally just is like words and then more words and then more words, and it's like, please stop. Still too long. To be something here. Squeeze something here. I haven't done Kitchen Nightmares in a while. So I'm not live on YouTube, so I could theoretically do Kitchen Nightmares. Theoretically. We've got the orange sword from Final Fantasy Smithing Vid. I could work with that. We have not watched a smithing vid in a while. Now that I think about it. We have not watched Man at Arms in ages. Grab this. Well, wait. Do you want to do the, we also have a Bowie knife. Alright, Lily. I'll message you later. Have a good night. Alright. Well, we can do the orange sword. We can do orange katana. And do the Bowie knife for another day. Oh wait, no, I'm too tall for this. I'm too tall. Need to shrink down a little bit. This works. This should work. But as always, let me know if the sound is kind of screwed up. I do like Man at Arms.
I'm Matt.
I'm Carrie.
We are the Stagmer Brothers of Baltimore Knife and Sword.
Our work can be seen on film, Broadway, and at Renaissance festivals around the country.
We're going to be building some of your favorite weapons, and some weapons that you've never seen before.
This is Man at Arms, Reforged.
Last week, you saw us team up with Superfan Builds and forge an awesome set of knives for the Final Fantasy knife block. This week, we decided to take on Arin's Katana ourselves, the only sword from
Was that Ultros? Hold up.
Final Fantasy knife block. This week, we decided to take on
It is Ultros! It looks so adorable! It looks so adorable. I love that.
Arin's Katana ourselves, the only sword from that knife set in Man at Arms has yet to complete. With what Illy has planned, this should be an awesome build.
I'm going to use 3 of these billets, and then at the very end, weld them separately into what is called a jacket for the katana. The technique of folding involves cutting hot metal in half and then quickly blasting away the oxide using water forging, after which a little bit of borax is applied and the 2 pieces are closed shut. The advantage of folding over restacking is you lose much less material.
Ilya will need to repeat this process multiple times.
Me and Ilya study the Japanese-style techniques for forging billets. You'll notice that we do a lot of wet forging. That helps to blow off the
forbidden
scale.
orange.
That's something that we've learned by studying photos and watching videos of old Japanese smiths working.
He MIG welds these 3 sections together so they don't slip as he's doing the forge weld.
So Ilya used a smaller diameter spring swage to stretch the billet for the Final Fantasy sword laterally, and now we're going to flatten those out, which will smooth everything out and make the whole thing bigger altogether.
Ilya holds the billet on the large anvil, while Sam sets the rhythm for the striking.
Ilya is bringing the billet over to the V block on the fly press. Sam is holding a fullering tool as Carrie rotates the fly. This is going to be creating the V-shaped boat that will then be the outside layer of the katana. Ilya has done a lot of research on traditional Japanese katana forging. This is one method that he really wanted to show the fans, and we hope you appreciate it. Now Sam's going to apply some borax and sledge it closed to prep it for the inside billet to be welded in.
For the core on this katana, Ilya decided to use 1018 mild steel and railroad track.
This is totally historically accurate. In World War II,
Wait, railroad
Japan
track?
invaded China and were cutting down the train system to make gun barrels and swords for their army. Now that the jacket is complete and waiting for its partner, it's time to weld the core. This is a very crucial part. There's no time to waste.
So the residual heat of the outside wrap is bringing the inside layer up to the same temperature. They'll then go back, get some heat, and then begin their welding process.
As you can see, this kind of work is very labor intensive. Swinging a 12-pound sledgehammer more than 180 beats per minute, it's not easy. Worst day forging swords is still better than the best day behind a desk.
Using the hydraulic press, Carrie and I assist.
I think it would actually be really freaking awesome though to actually like not necessarily like work in a forge, but I think it would be amazing to just like spend a day or two at a forge just to like learn and just see how everything kind of works. Because like when you watch the videos, you can get like a bit of an idea of how things are. But I think it would be really neat though to see more of like the other the side they don't see, like how long some of the shit actually takes. Because it's like, oh, this doesn't look like this takes very long, but we all know that a lot of this is like hours and hours and hours of work. Not counting who knows how long it takes them to like plan how they're going to forge and what parts are going to get done with what and so on and so on and so on. They also use railroad track to make Pyramid Head's giant knife. I did not notice that part.
Ilya forge welding the outside jacket to the core. We then true up the billet and square it, prepping it to be drawn out into the blade. Although this sword's name is Aron's katana, it's very far from a traditional katana. Ilya has a long road ahead of him drawing this out into a huge blade.
At this stage, I'm ready to cut the tip of the sword. From this stage, the billet will have its tip bent over. That way, the hard edge is all along to the point. The tip setting completes the transformation from a box cutter to a katana.
So Ilya basically has this blade to shape. We just need to thin it out a little bit up in the shoulder area, get a little length while we do that, and we'll be ready to go. The blade now being to shape, Ilya begins to hand bevel. He starts on the edge, working from the point to the shoulder, and then he moves on to the spine. The spine isn't a cutting edge, but it still needs to be beveled to give it that proper shape and katana-like form. Ilya uses a wooden hammer to straighten the blade. As he's doing this, he uses the side of the hammer to scrape off any excess scale.
The blade twists as it cools off because of the built-up stress during the forging process. The straightening both normalizes the steel as well as sets my final shape.
After forging, it's now time to profile the blade. I move to the grinder to do this. Using the guidelines that Ilya drew on with a Sharpie, I now bevel the blade. I go to the sander and begin on the edge side and then move to the spine.
Lauren carves the waxes for the overlays on the katana.
What I'm doing is a large scroll work, and it's going to be appliqued to the blade when it's done.
She sprues up and invests these waxes so that we can pour in the molten bronze. Lauren pulls the flask from the kiln. It's about 1,000 degrees. I'll be pouring in 2100 degree bronze into the cavity. These are the cavities that remained after we melted the wax
The forbidden
out and
juice.
fired the flask. We wait for the bronze to fall down to where we no longer see color. In this case, probably about 900 degrees.
So here Lauren's quenching the flask in some water. This will dissolve the plaster and reveal our casting. It's time to clean them up. I first use the wire wheel and then move on to the sander to clean up the lines.
You only drink it once. Well, yeah, that's why it's forbidden.
Claying is a process used by Japanese blacksmiths to achieve differential hardness on one sword. The more exposed areas, the edge, get harder upon the quench than the spine.
Now we place the blade into the forge one last time to heat it up for heat treating. We now pull the blade out and quench it into a horizontal quench tank. I assist Ilya by using a pair of tongs to hold the point as we lay the blade into the oil.
After the quench, we can see the differences in color between the exposed areas and the areas covered by the clay.
After heat treating, this blade is fairly brittle, and we need to do a little bit of straightening. Knowing that we're going to keep that hard edge on the front, and we're going to keep the hamon, Ilya can take a torch to the back spine, soften it slightly, and bring the blade
I love their
back to
little
form.
descriptions that they plug in on the video.
Matt begins the polishing process on this sword. Since the entire
definitions,
piece is
rather.
Damascus at about 3,000 layers with its additional core, he's going to get that surface fairly clean, make it nice and smooth.
I start at a 120 grit, move on to a 280, and then onto the Scotch Brite for final prep.
That's looking shiny.
I place the blade into our ferrochloride tube and begin to etch. This blade is a little too big to fit all the way down into the tube, so I use a bucket and spread it on with a hand Scotch Brite pad. You can now see the high layer Damascus pattern. You can also see the shadow on the edge, which is our hamon, which is the result of Ilya treating the blade with clay before heat treat.
Ilya drills the rivet holes with a slightly undersized drill bit. This will allow us to force a rod through. It will stay extremely tight and keep the pieces tight on the blade after we rivet them.
We chose to rivet the overlay instead of soldering it on because we have half an inch of a blade here and soldering would have ruined the temper.
Ilya places the bronze scroll work onto the blade and, using the pilot holes he drilled before heat treat, rivets them on.
On this sword, the guard and pommel are fairly simple pieces. I'm initially going to drill a round hole that's the thickness of the tang and then get an outside profile.
Now that we have our pipe cut to length, John does the final assembly of Aron's katana. He then moves on to begin wrapping the handle. He first lays on a layer of green, followed by a layer of red. This build demonstrated some next level forging and some really challenging grinding. In the end, we created a blade more than worthy of Aron, the warrior monk.
Let's see the finished blade. Alright. That's a tall boy. Ours would be a long boy. I guess both would be true here. Oh, good. That's a long ass blade. I wonder how much that blade actually weighs. Well, shit.
Click here to subscribe, or click.
I wonder how heavy that blade actually is, because that's a pretty big piece of work. Pretty big one. I don't know, like, I really like decorative blades. You're gonna guess 5 pounds? Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll bet I'll get right on that. Yeah, sure, that blade like 5 pounds. I bet. Sure it is. It's probably heavier than that, honestly. With that much metal. But who knows? I don't. I sure as hell don't know. Alright, you know what? We can also do the Bowie knife video. Why not? I got time. So this one is a Man in Black's Bowie knife. Westworld Man at Arms Reforged.
There's a deeper level to this game.
The sexy Bowie knife? I mean, I guess. I do like a good Bowie knife, though.
I'm Matt.
I'm Carrie.
We are the Stagmer Brothers of
I like
Baltimore
knives.
Knife and Sword.
Like, before I moved, I used to collect knives. I mean, I still actually do collect knives, but I don't collect them as much. Because I had to part with a lot of my collection when I moved.
We're going to be building some of your favorite weapons, and some weapons that you've never seen before.
This is Man at Arms, Reforged. With the huge popularity for Westworld, we knew that we were going to have to build this Bowie knife. Matt's been very excited about this build because as the show has been progressing, we went from something where we really kind of had an unknown. Would it just be a simple thing and the robots would take over and they'd destroy everybody, or would it be a very complex story? And it's certainly proven to be extremely complex. It's pretty exciting. I'll admit, I binge watched season 2 last night.
To get started on forging the blade for our buoy from Westworld, I'm going to start with a piece of 1095
I'll have to look up
high carbon
Westworld.
steel. It's a really nice material to make a nice sharp cutting knife. I'm basically going to do most of this forging by hand, but I'm just going to establish a point, and the easiest way to do that is to actually start on the horn of the anvil, creating a much easier and faster taper. The next step in forging this knife is to move to the Bradley and draw our taper out for the blade. We want it thicker at the shoulder than it is at the point, creating what we know as a distal tapered blade. To forge this blade can all be done by hand, but the die setup we have on the Bradley power hammer mimics that of a sledgehammer, and it'll just get the job done a lot faster. Alright, so at this point, doesn't look like much, looks like a banana. I've made my point. I distal tapered the blade out so it's thinner at the tip than it is the shoulder, and I induced this curve. The reason I induced this curve on purpose is I'm actually going to turn this inside of the curve into our cutting edge. So when I start forging my bevels on the inside of this, the whole blade's going to start straightening out to our final shape, then I'll cool it off, flip it around, and draw out the tang. With the bevels of the blade now forged in, and it's basically to its rough shape, it's now time to remove all the excess material that's at the end of the bar. So I flip the material around and then move to the Nasal power hammer and cut the excess material off. I then immediately use the flat dies on the power hammer to forge out my tang. With the tang now drawn out and the base of the blade finished, just a few minor touches and we'll be ready to grind. With our Bowie knife now forged, time to move on to the grinding. Now I've wanted to make this knife ever since season 1. I guess because I'm a weapons maker, I keyed in on it and started putting together my own theories of who the Man in Black actually was. But now, let's just start by profile grinding this knife, establish the clip point here on the back edge, just true up the entire perimeter, and then we'll move on to establishing that really nice hollow ground edge.
I'm gonna be making the Westworld buoy handle out of African blackwood. Carrie has drawn the handle shape on a CAD software, and I'm going to turn the handle based off of this drawing. We'll be turning it in between centers on this south bend lathe.
I've used CAD software only like a couple times in school, and that shit confused the hell out of me. I don't think I could still use. I don't think I could ever use this software if I really tried. To be honest, my brain did not like it at all.
This is different than a CNC lathe because I have to manually turn all the knobs to make the cutter remove material.
Tanner now measures and marks the different high and low points of this handle. That'll give him reference as he begins to make the cut.
Now that the shape of the buoy is completely finalized, we can now move on to forging the guard for it. I'm actually going to use a leftover little ingot of bronze to forge our guard. Now the key thing
Too
with
much
forging
math,
bronze
exactly.
is to make sure that you don't get
I'm
it
bad
too
at
hot.
math.
If you get it too hot in the forge, when you go to hit it, it's just going to crumble. So I have to be very careful to forge it at a much lower temperature than you normally see us forge steel. I'm going to forge basically a flat guard that tapers out to the ends, then curl those two ends up, and we'll be good to go. I'm just going to lay the material over the corner of the anvil, start my bend, hit it back on the flat, and rotate my blows to keep it nice and even until I get my desired form. After that, I'll go back to the forge and repeat the process on the other side.
Matt's bowie knife blade is ready for heat treating. Because it's so thick here and very thin at the point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it in the furnace this way with the point sticking out and gain approximately 700 degrees. At that point, I will flip it and put it in the forge completely, and the whole blade will come up to an even 1480 to approximately 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it goes into our quenching medium.
Alright, now our 1095 Bowie knife blade has been both heat treated and tempered. It's time to do the final grind. You can see that I left the edge thickness at about 1.5 millimeters, maybe 2 millimeters thick to play it safe on the heat treat. Sometimes when you have a really thick backed knife and a thin edge, it can crack during the heat treat when things move around. So I wanted to play it safe. Now, we're just gonna go back to the rough grit, refine that edge down nice and sharp, run it through the grits, and polish it.
Hell yeah.
When doing a hollow grind, especially after heat treat, it's very important to use fresh belts, especially with an edge that's this thin and this fine. If you don't, you're going to end up burning your edge and ruining your treat. So at this point, I've ground my edge to a 60 grit. It's almost sharp on the edge. The flat is all the way through a 120 grit. Now, I do something a little different when I'm hollow grinding that I don't do when I'm flat grinding, and that is that I skip a grit in between each of my polishes. So I'm gonna go straight from a 60 grit to a 120 on the edge. That way I can really see all my underlying lines, make sure everything's nice and polished out, and I don't get all the way through the polishing and see some rough grit in my edge, and that's a no-no.
That is really interesting. I never thought of that.
All right, now that we have our bronze guard forged, it's time to do a little bit of rough grinding on it just to get it closer to the shape we need it to be. Now you can see here that our points are both different sizes. That's okay because they're both too long anyway. I'm gonna grind them back quite a bit, refine the shape, repoint them, and then just kind of true everything else up before we go in and mill our slot in the middle where our tang will fit in.
I have the bronze guard that Matt forged for us. I'm just going to put a little slot in here. He's marked the extreme ends of where he wants it to be. It's going to be undersized for the tang, but that's because he wants to hand file the fit, make it very, very tight. So I'm just going to come in here with a 1/4 inch carbide cutter, relieve this out, get a hole all the way through it, and then he'll be able to just match the tang directly to it. It'll fit really tight up against the blade. Since I had undersized the slot when I cut it on the mill, Matt now takes a file and fits it exactly to the size of the tang on this blade. Now that we have the multiple layers on this handle up around the pommel area, I'm going to go to the grinder with a fresh belt and begin grinding it away. The brass that's protruding has to be ground very slowly as it heats up, and it will burn the wood if I do it too quickly. Almost every Bowie knife we've made in the shop has been something different. With so many huge, complex builds on Man-at-Arms, it's been truly nice to make a classic American Bowie knife.
Let's see her. Let's see her. Oh, she is beautiful. So beautiful. That is a sexy knife. I'm not gonna lie. That's one sexy knife.
Click here to subscribe, or click here to watch more episodes.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was a sexy knife. You're right. that scratched my my love of knives very well. That was beautiful. I know I need to appreciate that a little. I need to appreciate that blade a little longer because that was beautiful. You just need to take another look at it because. So beautiful! Sorry. Like that thing, it looks so nice. Like it looks so nice. And like, can I just appreciate that the blade is really simple? Yeah, like the dark wood and brass, it looks so good. But, like, they go well together so nicely. Is like, I appreciate like really, really complicated designed weapons and blades, but there also is a really nice appeal to a really simple blade. That's not like super complicated. And I just have a really deep appreciation of this. This looks so nice. Super good. Unfortunately, I am going to have to call it here though, because there are some things I do have to get done before I have to go drag myself out the house. Unfortunately. Yeah, I know. I gotta do this. Had to do the responsibilities of being an adult. So if y'all could stay for the raids, that would appreciate. I would appreciate that so much. Let's see. We'll do kick first. Yeah, I gotta. I think my next scheduled stream, I believe, is this Friday. I believe. Assuming I don't have too much happening before I have to. And assuming, of course, I wake up early enough and have the energy to do so. However, there will be a new YouTube video up tomorrow morning. So all the YouTube if you want to see any of that stuff. And do it on Twitch. Who is live? It's on Twitch. Yeah, that'll work. Anyways,